What's up guys, and welcome to another episode of Wunderbar Garage. I'm Sam, and today we're working on my friend's 2011 Subaru WRX. We're installing a downpipe and an access port on it. Alright, so at this point we busted off the stock downpipe. Didn't need to use any impact tools or anything like that, but we did break a bolt. So we're going to need to go get a new one of those at the Subaru dealer. But otherwise it came off really smoothly, just a couple brackets to take off, 5 bolts around the turbo where the downpipe meets up to the turbo, and probably 10 or so 10mm bolts that connect the heat shield, the stock turbo heat shield, to the downpipe. Other than that, we used a big old crescent wrench like this to take out the O2 sensor, because if you don't have an O2 sensor socket, that's your best option. And now we put the new downpipe in the car. So we're ready to reinstall everything, put all the new hardware back on, and fire it up and see what it sounds like. So one thing that you're gonna need if you have a stock exhaust or if you have a 2.5-inch exhaust is a downpipe adapter. This downpipe is an Invidia 3-inch catless downpipe. And in order to connect that to the MagnaFlow exhaust, which has a 2.5-inch section right at the front, you need an adapter. So this one's from Grimspeed. It bolted up really nicely, came with all the hardware. The gaskets have to be bought separately, but they can also be bought from Grimspeed for an extra cost. But that's a really simple way to install a 3-inch downpipe on a car that's got a 2.5-inch exhaust. This is the finished product right here. The downpipe is bolted up to the turbo. Brand new gasket used in there. You should always use a new gasket. You shouldn't ever reuse them. And now let's hear that cold start. Okay, so now we have the wires run for the access port here. Basically, it plugs in right straight underneath the steering column into the OBD2 port. I pulled off this side panel, this piece of plastic that covers all this up, ran the wire up through underneath the dash plastics, coiled up the excess right here and tied it to this bracket conveniently provided by Subaru, and then ran the remaining amount of the wire that I need right up here, out, wedged in between the dash and the A-pillar, and the connector comes out right here, and we're planning on mounting the access port right up here on the dash. At this point, what I did was clean off the dash where we stuck this bracket right here using the included alcohol wipe that came with the access port. And I stuck this bracket on. Now, whenever you stick these on, you want to keep some pressure on them for a few minutes to make sure that they stick, especially with grained plastics like this that have the texture on them. They tend to not want to stick. So I'm putting pressure on this. I put the side panel back on. So once I'm done putting pressure on this and once I feel that it's stuck on properly, I'm going to stick the access port on, hook it up, and then we're going to flash the ECU. We wired up the COBB Accessport, we installed it on its bracket. Right now it's flashing Stage 2+ tune on this car, and we're going to see what happens after it's done. Alright, so now we got the downpipe and the access port all installed on this. It's going to need to go get a tune on it, but for right now it's running on a Stage 2+ from the access port. Sounds good, smells really good being catless. Thanks for watching.